Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Ok, mija, despiértate, despiértate, estamos aquí, otro capítulo, otro tema, otro todo, nuevo día, nuevo capítulo, nuevo Chris Exma.
Oh my gosh, what an intro. Nuevo capítulo.
Yes,
Chris
bienvenidos.
Healing with Nicole. Aquí, ahora, en vivo.
Si no saben, ya saben, aquí estamos.
Aquí estamos.
Cada semana. Cada martes, aquí estamos. Chris Exma, Healing with Nicole. Sorry, no lo siento. Capítulo 13. Yo, since we're on episode 13, and for those out there that know about los números, you know what 13 represents, but the Matrix really been winning today. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know what's going on today, but I'm letting it get to me. For sure.
Really?
I'm reacting to everything. I've been annoyed since 5 a.m. 1 hour being in work. I'm over it. Driving home, but driving slow. I'm like, quítense, get around, skirt. And then I start realizing, this is how you get in a car crash. This is how something bad's gonna happen. Like, I'm conscious of it. I'm aware that I'm letting it beat me. I'm letting it consume me. I'm reacting emotionally. But
I feel like today, just one of those days. Just thank you, Matrix, God, universe, whatever. I'm grateful. All day today, I was like, oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. Because I'll take it. I'll gladly take this type of day every single day. And I deserve it. So
yes, we all deserve good days.
Yeah, we all deserve good days.
But the same way you get good days, you get bad days.
Yeah.
And then we always think more about the bad days than the good days. You can have 6 out of the 7 days of the week be good, and there's that one day gets you, and you're like, F the week, F the month, F everything. Real
Right.
Aries vibe, My moon's in Aries, so.
Oh, fiery. That's why you're so fiery, Chris.
I am. I'm a very fiery person.
Emotionally, you're fiery.
Emotionally.
Makes sense. We're making progress here. Yeah, it makes sense because your moon sign is a fire sign.
And then
It's a
I'm water,
cardinal
double
sign.
water, rising, and sun.
Yeah. So most people don't see your emotions, but when they do, fuego.
Oh yeah, no, people definitely see the emotions. I don't hide those. It's hard for me to hide my emotions. I can't just be like, everything's cool when it's not, I'm feeling a way, my face says it all.
Yeah, my face does that too. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm saying something, but my face is telling another story.
No, yeah.
And it's like, let me just not turn the camera on for this work meeting so that people don't see.
I have that face.
Mm-hmm.
I do have that face. But yeah, again, bienvenidos a otro capítulo, episode 13, La Plática de Música. Ooh, I'm so unprepared with the music today though. Wow. Okay.
Wow. Come on, Mr. DJ.
Hey, Mr. DJ, come on the replay. Hey, Mr. DJ, can you turn the music? No?
No, it wasn't that song, but there was another song where it's like, hey, Mr. DJ. That one.
I'm still going to keep it with the classics.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, we're bringing it today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Sí, señor.
Sí, señor. Oh, see, look, he got the dance for the
Yes,
reels.
Sir. Yo, welcome to another episode of Sorry, no lo siento. We are your hosts, Chris X Matt, Healing with Nicole.
Healing with Nicole.
Just groove with us real quick.
Just do a little, you know.
Un pasito para acá, un pasito para allá. Un pasito para acá, pasito para allá.
A little chair exercise if you're sitting down. If not, do a little dance if you're standing.
I know.
If you're walking.
Yo, muchas gracias a todos que están escuchando los ahorita. You can be at work, you can be at school, you can be at home, you can be watching on YouTube, wherever you're indulging.
At the gym.
At Star No Lo Siento, thank you very much. Yeah, you could be at the gym. You can be at the gym grooving to this. You
know,
hit
lifting those weights safely.
Hit that treadmill. Do it with me. For those on YouTube, do it with me.
Can you imagine people at the gym are like, that's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, he's bringing the TikTok dance.
I could play this on here, right? Watch. This makes sense, right?
When this song came out,
oh my gosh, I wish I was in my teen, like 18, 19 when this came out. I would have been crazy in the club.
Yeah, it was.
Sí, señor. Tiene tremendo. Tiene tremendo. Y tiene tremendo. Tiene tremendo. That's how the DJ used to do in middle school.
Oh man.
They don't really got time for no
games.
Here's my number. Call me when you up for an even
exchange.
Let me see you get work it. I promise we'll get to the episode soon, guys. I promise. You gotta relax. I'm gonna do this for my dad one time, though. For my dad one time. R.I.P. to the greatest human being ever. R.I.P. to the GOAT. I miss your dad. Not a single day that goes, we don't think about you down here. Not a single day, we don't do it for you. My dad loves some rock en español.
Yeah, fire.
Oh man, this is gonna be a fun episode because I love music.
I know, same.
I love music, and we can go so many directions with this conversation, with this Plática. Because we could talk Spanish music. We could talk what I grew up on. We could talk what I was driving in the car with moms. The talk show she would listen to. Yo, it's crazy because I was so young. But I still like understood I got a talk show, you know? Every morning we would listen to La Regadera. That's what the talk show in the morning was and I started liking the co-host, the dynamics between the group. And when you're young, you don't realize you're not taking into account like the business that's going on behind the scenes. So you don't understand when someone leaves, like why did they leave? It was such a good show, you know?
Right.
They added to their role was important in the 3-team dynamic. And then you get older now, and then you start seeing all these pod breakups. And shout out to Joe Budden because he definitely says he has the greatest pod breakup of all time. But I was young, I didn't understand it like that. But it's crazy how I still understood, like, not fully like in depth, but it was crazy how I still loved listening to talk shows.
Did you watch like Cristina and Sábado Gigante?
I never really watched it like religiously. I mean, it would be in passing because grandma, obviously after the novelas, it would come on. So sometimes, they would catch it, but it wasn't something that I would like, yo, Cristina's on and, this artist is on there, tap in. It wasn't like that for me. Nah. I never watched too much Spanish like music content. It was just more radio stuff and whatever my mom played. I was not the one that was going and pushing play and finding it, because I was just listening to, when I was young, man. I don't even remember the first CD I bought, but yeah, I mean, all that stuff. Like when 50 Cent first started coming out, and obviously I'm just listening to like the hits, right? I'm not. It's not the album cuts. It's just I'm buying the album just to listen to the single.
The radio song.
That's definitely my upbringing in music. And then it gets to middle school, high school, and that's when I started realizing like I like music differently. Like when I found LimeWire, oh man, like LimeWire was just a game changer. When my aunt introduced LimeWire to me, and I said, oh wow, I can have every song I can possibly think of, and it's like gonna show up, and I can just download it for the free and burn it on a CD, and I can have it with me forever. Like
we had Napster. I think that's what it was called.
See, I was a little bit right after.
Yeah,
I was a little bit after that, all that, because it was I did LimeWire and Kaza. I did Kaza. Was it Kaza? Okay. And then at one point it was the blue LimeWire one. Cold.
Was LimeWire originally like green or something, like the logo?
LimeWire was green, but then there was a FrostWire. There was FrostWire too.
Oh,
there was
FrostWire. I didn't know about FrostWire.
And then there was Bear. I think Bear Share, something like that. But Napster, I missed that one. But that's when the music industry started declining, after Napster came out, because that's when everything started leaking.
My brother was so good at doing all of that. He would be like, "What do you want on a CD?" And we just burned CDs. He'd make a mix and write it on the CD for me.
Oh man, that was me. I would name them like something collection volume. I need to find them. I actually still have all my CDs that have burned still, and those old school CD things.
Oh, like the books.
The booklets, yeah. And there's so many CDs in there that's so fat they don't even close. They don't even zip up right, because there's so much CDs in there.
My brother had CDs like that, just like the whole binder.
But it's so funny how I don't care about the CDs anymore. Like before, when you're younger, you don't want to scratch them. You do. Now I have some behind others. I'm scratching them on my shirt.
Yeah, and you get the cleaner and like try to keep them clean. And
remember CD players? Like I started at CD players. You probably, I don't know if you did something else, but
I had tape. I first started with tapes. So when I was like in second or third grade, I had a boombox that had 2 tape players, and I would record off the radio.
Oh wow.
And I would record, and then I would like stop it, and then my song, and I would go record, and I had a whole little tape, and then I would write on there like my
tapes were, I mean, we were already transitioning to CDs, but one of the cars that we did have only played tapes, so there was a few tapes that we did have, but when I started consuming music myself, it was just CD at that point. So I remember CD players, and when you were walking, it would just skip because it would hit. And
oh my god, yeah, I had a Discman, and I would take it to school, and I'd put it in my backpack and have to put it like in the right spot on my desk, have the headphone, so it would be like,
wow, you just took me back. I was because I'm realizing like I know I've always loved music because I was that person that had the CD player with me all the time,
and
with the headphones,
like trying to hide it from the teacher. Like
I was that person that as soon as MP3s came out, I got an MP3, then I got an iPod, and then once I got an iPhone, that was it. Like everything I wanted, it was like I don't need anything else. And then obviously the streaming came. Like it's so crazy to see all this. Like to be here to basically witness the last leg of tapes into CDs, into digital, into streaming, into now no one's buying music really. Like now if you buy music, it's like you really just mess with the artist, or you want it for like a tangible item, or collectible type of thing.
Collectible type. I mean, I even listened to records. I had an uncle who loved classical music, and he would always play on his Take the Giant, and I always thought that was so cool to see it, and then put the needle down, and it would start to play the music, and so just the progression of all of that,
and
even do people still even listen to the radio? I don't.
I'm gonna say yes, but I don't think as much. But yeah, I think the people that listen to radio the most are the people that don't really care about music, that don't really care about like they just don't care, you know, like music's just like a background type of thing to them.
Or like in an office where they play, like you always hear people who call into the radio, at least before, who'd be like, I'm at work right now, and it's like, oh, because the radio's on in the background probably.
But now it's just so like there is still people that listen to it, but it's now when you have podcasts, it's like not only do you can stream music, now you can stream talk shows too. So now like you don't need the radio. Like when you listen to the Joe Budden pod, that's like a radio talk show. He plays music. They talk, and then it's uncensored. It's, you know, when you listen to the radio, you're only indulging with them. There's 4 hours, but the talking parts are like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. You know, they have to break stuff into segments, and then you get all the commercials and stuff like that. When you're just a podcast, you get 3 hours of heat sometimes, like a great audio experience. So like, why, if I'm gonna be passing time in an office, why wouldn't I be listening to my favorite pod? When I'm at work and I'm doing what I'm doing, pods are definitely playing. But yo,
yes.
I have this, how do you say it? A gripe. Like not a grape.
A gripe?
A gripe.
A gripe.
A gripe.
I'm like, what?
I got an Uber.
You got a Uber.
I got a gripe with work right now because it's the little things that they're taking from us that the morality is going so down in the place, because now we can't even have our headphone in. Not even one headphone in. Like while we're doing what we're doing.
One?
Not even one, because of safety, which I get, but they don't mind if we have a little speaker next to us playing something.
But that's still okay. So I worked in a warehouse before, in a pharmaceutical warehouse, and they let us listen, but only one headphone.
Yeah, no, but
because we had conveyor belts like going.
The thing is there's a new chief in town. There's a new administration in town. You know that the last few managers and warehouse managers that we've had. Yeah, they didn't care. It was whatever. As long as the work's getting done, we don't care. But now, because we had, you know, one instance where a manager was saying hi to someone and someone didn't hear him, they ruined it for everybody. But it's just like, it's just, you know, they just want to make things their way, which is, I get it. You know, I get it. So, but that's where I would consume most of my pods. And now I hate it because I don't like to me, podcasting, to me, I like listening more audio wise. I'm not really, because to me, sitting down watching a podcast takes a lot of time. It's just a lot of time that you have to just sit there and watch it. Like, I'd rather just be doing what I'm doing, listening. Because I can listen in parts. Like, when I'm driving, it's playing. When I get down, I'm in the shower, it's playing. When I'm at work, it's like, I can break it up and listen to
Pause it.
Yeah, without having to be glued to a TV. Yeah. You know? All you need is a speaker with you or a phone with you, and you can listen wherever, you know? But yeah, that's my gripe with work. But as human beings, we adapt, right?
You adapt. That's right.
So I got me a little speaker now, and I got me a little one that you can, like, the clips, you know, that they clip onto your pants. Oh, them hard. So today, but it's so weird because my bad, I'm sorry, but it's so weird because I don't like listening to my pods out loud.
Exactly. Like, I feel like that's more of a disruption.
Yes. Exactly.
Like, if your neighbor is doing something and they got their little pod or their speaker, and then you have your speaker, now it's just more noise, like collective noise.
Well, I like where I'm at because I'm in the corner of the front, so I don't really like. There's not too much people around me, so I don't really. It doesn't bother me. But the thing I don't like is like when you're listening to it and then someone's like, "Oh, what are you listening to?" Because I'm not gonna break this down to you. Like, you don't really care. I don't really care to explain it.
Yeah, so we're not here to.
Today someone was like, "Oh, what podcast are you listening to?" And because and it's funny because they just heard a part that sounded crazy, so they assume that the whole pod is about the boyfriend girlfriend question that was just asked, and it's like, I don't listen, you know. So it was that part that just happened. I was listening to Joe Budden, and they're talking about, like, you know, it was a girl part where they're talking about, you know, have a girl ever did this, blah blah blah, and she was like, "Oh, what podcast are you listening to, mijo?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it." And she's just like, wow. And I'm like, you don't care. Like why does it matter? But yeah, that's what I don't like listening. Like, I don't like listening out loud because then people like start asking questions about what you're indulging in. And now I can't even listen to like the pods that are too explicit to listen out loud.
Right. Because
I definitely tap in with like horrible decisions. And it's them chicks be going crazy, you know? It's like, I can't be listening to this out loud. This is burnt. Even when I listen to like certain conspiracy stuff, like, that's burnt out. I don't want to listen to this out loud. But Joe Budden is just more regular, like talk type, like barbershop style. So it's not too cringy to have it out loud. So I let it fly. I let that one fly today. And today was like the first day I actually did that, where I just let my speaker play like that.
And how did that go?
I was mad today. So I had it loud too. I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm just so upset right now. They were like, oh, do you need help? No. I was like, I don't. And I did, but I was like, no.
You're like, no. I could just imagine like
me
you
mad
at work.
You see me mad over pot stuff. Imagine me at work.
Well.
Okay, mija. Well, I want to bring up something from the last episode real quick before we continue.
Oh yes, please do.
I'm gonna heat up some comida real quick.
Okay.
Because while I was editing, while I was doing video edits.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like I hear the episode that way, so I'm hearing it, and it got to the part where I'm talking about how I prefer not to shower. Well, I don't like to shower too much. And I'm listening and I'm like, wow, I really made it seem like I try to avoid showering all the time. Like, no matter what I do, I just don't want to shower. And I even thought it was a little bit gross. So I'm like, let me come and heat this up a little bit and clean it up.
Clarify your hygiene.
Yeah. There's certain things that I do in the day that automatically you have to take a shower. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like off top. Like if I go to work, I'm taking a shower. There's no way I'm coming home, laying on my couch, like just walking around everywhere with dirt. With dirtiness from work on me, like dust and everything. Yeah. No, I'm not. So that's an automatic shower. If I sweat, if I'm outside doing yard work, if I clean the whole house, if I get dirty, my dust, automatic shower. Don't even sit down before you even shower, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You get me? Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I have to clarify this because I really made it seem like if I went to work and I said, I didn't get too dirty at work today, so I'm not gonna shower. Like, no, I don't care if I just went to work and didn't do nothing. I sent home 30 minutes later. I'm gonna shower once I get home, and especially now with everything, not everything, but I do take more precautions on taking changing my clothes out when I go out and come back, just because of all the germs and just people just are nasty. Not because I'm scared of getting sick, not because I don't know. No, I just like
that's like your general
view. The outside germs with the inside, like the home germs. No, like don't do that. Don't mix that up. So, I mean, eventually I started doing the whole shoe thing too, but I always forget, to change them out in the beginning.
My parents have been so consistent with that at their house, and they have beige carpet, and every time you come over, just take your shoes off.
And I think I give up when people start coming over because some people don't like taking their shoes off, and I get it, but
my brother would tell people, take your shoes off.
No, I do that too, but sometimes like you just forget. Or sometimes when I have like a technician come through to like fix the AC or fix something, like am I gonna tell them to take your shoes off?
They have booties that they put over their shoes.
That's true. No. Hold on, mija. That's only if you get like the white contractors. The raza don't be having booties.
Most do now.
Really?
Yeah.
Not the ones from Home Depot.
My mom had a contractor come to the house, and she was like, yeah, he put some booties on. I was like, wow.
Well, that's respectful.
That is. They should all have it. They should all do that.
I need to get back on that. I was doing it for a while where I would have my outside shoes and my inside shoes only. Like my inside chanclas and my outside chanclas and everything. Yeah. But then it just, whatever.
Then you just get tired. Then it's like...
Well, no, sometimes you just forget.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. And then you think about it and you're like, wow, I just walked all over.
And my whole life, my mom wasn't that mom that tripped about us with the shoes in the house, So it was never a thing for us. It was always just like walk in, whatever, But there's some people that are like, yo, take your shoes off. What are you doing with shoes? Like, all right, relax. I understand everyone has their own rules and I respect it, but my bad if I don't take it into consideration because I'm not used to it. It's foreign to me sometimes, but
everyone has their own way of living.
Gotta get back into that. So yeah, shower. I don't try to avoid them. I definitely take them when they need to be taken. But let's say tomorrow I'm off, right? If tomorrow all day I stay inside the house, I don't see why I should take a shower. Yeah, you can debate, well, bro, you use the restroom, blah, 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 blah. But bro, if you're still dirty, it's 2022 and we've grown. If you can't get clean after taking the number 2, just have some wipes or something. It's like, bruh, you need to learn how to wipe or something, But I get the whole, if you're just germophobic and you just need to, I get it. I get whatever works, but that's just me. I'm not going to stress so much about it. Yeah, but nah.
But just for clarification, Chris does shower.
I do shower. And then what's the other thing I wanted to heat up? Oh, well, we didn't really touch on outside cleaning.
Like outside of the house, like the lawn and the perimeter.
And so I wanted to ask you, like, when you guys had your cleaning days, did that mean the whole house gets cleaned, or one weekend you might do just outside stuff, or one weekend is gonna be the inside stuff, or was your dad and your brother only the outside people and you and your mom were only the inside people? Like, how did that work, or did it?
Yeah, I think like sometimes my dad would just go out on his own and do the outside stuff, and then my brother would follow. Sometimes I would help with the outside because sometimes we would be kind of start around the same time, but then my mom would maybe be like, okay, you're done, you could go help your dad, just to pick up like leaves or he would trim the bushes and pick that stuff up, like sweep. If it was fall, you had to my parents have a big front lawn, so like raking the leaves and putting them in bags. But most of the time it was my brother who, when we got older, it was more my brother who would kind of go out there and handle the outside.
And cleaning outside consisted of like cutting the grass, obviously edging, all that,
edging, bushes.
What about like cleaning the windows?
My dad usually would like blast the windows outside with the hose, and because they have a lot of windows at their house, so he would just handle that part. And
I just hate how everything, if you want everything to last a long time, you have to keep maintaining it.
Yep.
It hurts me.
So touching on that, yesterday I went out into my backyard and it was really hot and I was just watering, and I was like, oh, let me just hit the windows. Cause the screen, that is just constantly collecting. Yeah. And so the back window I just was like, oh, let me see. And it was mugroso, pero I was just like, wow. I was like, so then I was just like going in on the screen until like the water was running clear, and I was like, let me just hit all these other windows real quick, like, pero I was like, que mugre. I was just so shocked, and I was like, and then you wonder why all this dust is packing in. Yeah. And since the last episode, I Swiffered the room in here because I saw that there was like a little bit of dust, and I was like, oh no. I know. It's clean now.
You know what's the greatest thing? Air dusters. Not for bad purposes. Because I remember, I bought some at work and everyone was like, what'd you need those for? It's like, really? Like, I know, I know what I know, but it didn't process through my mind, and it's just like
I never would even.
Like, I need these. Like, I got mixers. Like, they don't know this, but I got stuff that
for
needs,
like
the keyboard. I
invite people in this recalentado. Get your keyboard.
Get what?
Turn it over. Get your keyboard. If you have a keyboard for whatever, not on your. Flip it over, tap it, and see what comes out of it. Because I bet you a lot of people don't clean their keyboards.
No. Crumbs of every sorts in there. Yeah.
And just that's why you need the little air thing, and it's just
oh man, that's the greatest thing ever. I was so asleep on that. I knew they existed, but I never like cared to get one. But now it's like, because I have a mixers and they get all dusty and stuff, it's just like and everything gets clean. Everything just gets on the floor, and then just vacuum everything up.
And then you can vacuum it up. Yes.
Yeah, because I hate dusty to me. Because I hate when you're dusting, because you really have to keep changing things out to collect dust, because you can't once you wipe a bunch of dust off something, you can't go back and wipe dust and
use the same dusty.
And then if you wet it gets all dark and nasty, and then it gets like dust is so tricky. You have to use like a Swiffer or something, but you have to like keep changing them out. I like
those Swiffer.
But I don't like when you can tell like you dusted and it's just like smear mark, because it doesn't completely pick everything up, and it just looks tacky. So I like that. I like the air thing. Just get everything nice and out of there. Get out of there. I'm with that.
And that's Chris's cleaning tip for the week.
That's my recalentado, man. Go hit that up. But but like when Nicole said, well, not just clean your keyboards. Go clean.
Go look behind your computer. If you have a desktop.
Clean, man. Don't be like Chris X Matt. No sean como yo. Limpien sus baños. clean your tile right, mop properly, you know. Yo, I'll never forget. Yo, remember that one time? Oh, last episode you actually asked me. You never had a girl that said, like, Chris, you're you're nasty or whatever." They didn't say it. They didn't say it like that. But I remember there's this one shorty that was here, and she was barefoot walking around the house, right? And she was like. You don't she's like, "You don't mop your floors, huh?" And I said, and I started laughing, and I said, "Why?" And then she's like, "Oh, just cause." And I'm like, "Why? You can feel the dirt on your feet, huh?" And she looked at me and she said, "Yeah."
I almost spit that out
that's
because
so
wow.
funny. I just remember that. Cause she loved being barefoot. She was always barefoot. And the only reason that I didn't care she was barefoot, cause she had nice toes, you know. You gotta have nice toes, else you can't be barefoot around me. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
And
I'm
Chris
playing to an extent.
Foot fetish. Any listeners would like to send their feet.
Oh, but don't just say that, because they're gonna start sending like
weird
the
feet.
toes of the second finger's bigger than nah. I'm very. Oh, you gotta have the AT&T bar toes, you know.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't care how good looking you are. If you got toes that are ugly, like, it just disqualifies you, in my opinion. But I'm always down to pay for a petty, you know? So, holla at your guala. Holla at your mijo.
I just got a petty. It's great.
Yeah, man. Women should be paying. Y'all shouldn't be paying for your manis and petties. And y'all should be paying for your bills. And we'll have that plática one day too. We'll have that plática of all that, because you guys shouldn't be paying your own bills either. And that's why I don't got a girl either like that. I cannot. If you expect a girl to, like, not expect her to be a certain type of way, but not even like submissive either, but
you just have a standard.
Like, I don't want you worrying, shawty. Like, nah. Like, you gotta, cool, if you want to work, go do what you want to do, but keep that money for yourself. But here's money so you can pay your bills and do it. Like, yeah, like, she should have freedom to do what she wants, because then when she's completely bored, not doing nothing, then that's when she's fighting all the time, wants to deal with you all the time. Where you at? Where you been? Blah, 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 blah. Just, it's like, nah, like, keep your money, do your thing, have a life too, and here's some money, and don't worry about nothing. And men, you gotta pay for the homegirls too if they're out and about. That's why I need money. See, like, I feel like this. I feel like this, but I can't do this right now. I can't do it right now.
You got the plan. You've got the vision, but there's no execution at this time.
Yeah, there's no. I can't afford that right now, so I don't put myself in that predicament. But I also understand maybe that's why. I mean, there's some guys that argue and say, you know, if you don't need money to get girls all the time and stuff like that. And I get that. Sometimes you just got the game, but if you want them to stay, if you want them to really build with you, you can't just be providing good. You know what? You know, you gotta eventually start providing some type of way, because there's a time limit on you, bro. Eventually, she's gonna be like, yo, so what you trying to do with your life? Like, we're always gonna be living here. Like, you got no aspirations. You're not trying to get me out of here. Like, and eventually the next guy will do that. So either you get your stuff together or the next guy will do it. But that's just the views and thoughts of Chris X Matt.
Right. Putting you on game with Chris X Matt.
So if you any candidates out there, once this blows, be here early. Just be here early.
Be here early.
Send them toes early. Send them toes early.
Send us an email so we can maybe in the future have a show for Chris where we can find him a lovely
a tobe
young okay, a tobe. I was gonna say lovely young woman, but a tobe.
Nah, I do want a lovely young woman. Yeah.
A tobe.
A tobe. Imagine.
Oh wow.
A tobe would be fire.
All right.
Tobe.
You heard it here first, ladies.
Yeah. That was a great reel right here. That's a great reel.
Great reel.
But yeah, I need a shawty. I need a shawty so I can dedicate music like this to them. Get drunk. Get tequila.
Oh.
Yes.
I love Bad Bunny.
Yes. Ready? Let's. Y cantamos bien borracho. Y bailamos bien borracho. Any girls out there with pretty toes? Right here. I'm right here. Inland Empire, baby.
Oh, I'm telling you, send us your pictures on Instagram or via email at sorry no lo siento.
Or DM me at ChrisXMatt. Hey!
This is why we need you to post more content on the socials, Chris.
I know. I need to post more of me. I need them to really see my personality. Because even on the pod, it's my personality, but it's a little amped up. So I'm in character. It's showtime.
We need the behind the scenes, like, you know.
Oh, me mad all the time?
All right. Well, no. But hey, maybe there's a woman out there who les gusta enojaditos, you know?
Hey, they don't call me amargadito at work for nothing, right?
Did you see that Bad Bunny was in Puerto Rico doing his concert?
Isn't that where he's from?
Yeah, but he was doing like a huge concert there. I was watching it vicariously through
Bad
people
Bunny is
posting
like really
it.
like Spanish Drake out here, to be
He
honest.
really is.
Like,
Yes.
I know he's a big
Facts.
artist, but man, they love him just like they love Drake. If not, probably more.
Probably more. I would say more. I don't even have my Crocs on, but I have the little Bad Bunny Croc.
En el amor, mi emborracho. Aquí estamos, mijos y mijas y ninos y ninas y papás y mamás y hermanos, hermanas. Ok, esta es la plática de música, the music.
Yep.
So let's get straight into the plática, good sister. Okay, what is first on the list? Ooh, childhood. We weren't playing this during our childhood.
No, we were not.
Well, let me segue.
He's
us.
gonna segue into some.
Let me segue us, cause this is definitely what we were on when we were younger. Mom's definitely had the Amor Prohibido album by Selena on cassette. That's a fact. That's a fact. We would play that in the Kia Spectrum.
Oh,
The brown Kia Spectrum. Going to school from Riverside to the OC. Mom will pop in the Paulina Rubio sometimes. She pop in the Selena sometimes. She pop in the Shakira sometimes.
What about Thalia? Did you listen to
Thalia.
Thalia?
Oh, I forgot about Thalia. Oh my gosh.
Oh, do you remember Ana Barbara?
Gloria Estefan.
Mm-hmm.
Chico del apartamento.
Apartamento 512.
Sí, señor. Hey, dance. This the music episode for a reason. We're gonna flood you with music today.
For the listeners, I don't know if the YouTubers will be able to hear the music.
Well, I'm sorry?
Will the YouTube audience be able to hear the music?
Yes, if you're on YouTube right now and you hear just muting and you see us dancing, you gotta tap in with the audio one time. Tap in Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, anywhere you can just hear strictly audio. You will have the full experience of how it's intended to be presented to you. All my
audio experience. Yes.
Oh wow, whoa! But look, this was played when we were cleaning too. Mom would definitely be playing all this.
Mm-hmm. Selena was definitely a staple.
They don't know nothing about this.
A bailar, si bien va a gozar.
Sorry, no, lo siento.
Dormir.
Selena was so ahead of her time, yo.
She was. She really was.
Like, she did techno and cumbia. Like, what?
Combination. This is what people are doing on TikToks and on Instagram, remixing songs. Like,
she's so cold. And then AB, her brother, man, the production, the music he was writing for her, like, real quick before we talk about music, like, people behind the best artists, behind the best creatives is a team that never gets the credit they deserve. No one's out here doing nothing by themselves. Nothing by themselves. They can put the illusion up. They can say they're independent. They can say they got no help. But there's no way you're making it to any type of level doing it by yourself. Stunting. Like you're stunting your growth. Doing that. It's a whole team that goes into the actual product. Like, that's why I shout out to Lil Russell. Like, yes. Like everybody on your team. That's why I've been having so many thoughts about a different team, of finding people that really want to build this, because I need all the help possible right now. But I need people that actually see it and feel me, not just I'm doing this, right now. I'm down to help you out, but I also want to get paid, which I understand, and we can figure something out. But I'm sorry if it's not what you want it to be right now, and you have every right to not even come on board and help me. But that's why I need to find that team.
Yes.
And every great success story has a team.
Lil Russell has a great a group of people surrounding him, and that's why he is where he's at. Everyone has a role. Everyone does it well.
And I was starting to, when I was, getting Eugene over here and Joe, and when I was trying to find the people to do it, or to come help me, I think I was forcing it. And right now, I just stripped everything away. It's like, you know what? Let me just do this myself for right now, because I
start from scratch.
I need to find people that are really about it. And the only person that I know is about it is me. So I gotta stick with me for right now, Nicole, you hold your side of the bargain, down always, and we do what we can do, I'm talking about just people here with me, in my vicinity. I just need people that are gonna be like, yo, how come we're not recording today? And I'll be like, you know what, you're right, pull up, let's record. I need people like that also, nah, bro, no slowing down. No, I don't have that around me. I have the people that are so easy just to fall into laziness around me. It's so easy for me to tap into. I'm a lazy person. I'm keeping it real. I'm a lazy person. So it's so easy for me to just be like, cool, I'll just smoke, chill, let's not do much. And it's easier when you have the people around you that also want to do that. That also don't mind just chilling, wasting time, not really doing nothing. But a lot of those times when you are just chilling, not doing nothing, is a lot of the good bonding times, the joking moments, the inside moments that happen with friends, the jokes that happen with friends.
Sometimes you need that balance.
We do, because we can do all that and still, while we're smoking, while we're chilling, while we're doing what we're doing, we could take advantage of that time and kill 5 birds with one stone. I'm sorry if people don't like that analogy. I'm not trying to be,
an animal killer
like that, but you can knock out so many things with just by one day. Like, why can't we chill, do all this, but then just make content out of it, record that day, But shout out to everyone that has helped me and that has contributed in some type of way. I do appreciate everyone. It's just that I'm on a certain pace and I'm on a certain lane, and I see this vision and I need to get there. And I'm tired of hopping into people's lanes that are driving slower than me. I need them to come into the fast lane now. And let's get to it.
Merge
into my lane now. I'm done merging into people's lanes. So that's why I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna see how this plays out. I'm gonna let the universe do what it do. I'm gonna let the matrix do what it do. I'm gonna let God do what it do, and the gente will come. They will come, and I gotta stop just worrying about, I need a team, I need this, I need that, I need this. Because at the end of the day, forget OB and all that. I'll just focus on this pod, because I'm realizing I can just do it by myself. This one I can just do it by myself, and I can just put my all into it. You're here. I can count on someone every week, so it's not like I don't feel like I do this one alone. Like, you handle all social media stuff. You well, I don't want to ruin it, but you and the other person handle all the social media, and I handle all the production stuff. So it's not like I feel like we do 50-50 work, and if Like I feel like if you give up now, then that's gonna set me back even way more. But I think vice versa too. But I'm just I just don't know what the next move will be, as far as show, as far as me, another side of me on a pod. But por ahorita estoy aquí, and this is Sorry No Lo Siento, and this is what we're doing. So I'm giving this 110%. And I gotta stop treating this podcast like my stepchild, like my secondary pod, like all this is just like a backup, because it's a whole different show than my other show. It's completely different. It's completely different, and I'm so glad like how the show's forming. We built this IP together, Nicole. Like, yeah, I thought about the name. Yeah, I thought about certain things, but we both have contributed to this intellectual property. You know, and that's big. Yeah. That's big too, and no one could take that away from us. And that's why I'm saying, like, when we had our conversation, I told you I can't go back on this. I've invested already too much into this, too much, because all that time that I've invested into this, I could have definitely been gearing up to drop my other stuff. You know, so there's no way that I'm just. That's it. There might be hiccups. There's always gonna be hiccups. Probably there's always gonna be something that's gonna happen. But eliminating those is what I'm focused on solutions right now. I don't want to complain. I complain on here because I'm potting and I'm venting, and this is where my outlet. This is my platform.
This is your outlet. Yeah,
it's my platform.
I think that we've gotten to a point where we've been able to find solutions to anything.
Yeah, we definitely
much have been like, okay, well, if this happens, then this could happen, or if this happens, we have this. You know,
and as much as I get upset and mad, you know, behind the scenes, it's great lessons that are being, you know, taught that I'm learning. I'm like, yo, okay, these hiccups, there'll be less hiccups because now I know I can, like, okay, this is wrong, this. That's why I have to keep this mixer, just because I can't have no more hiccups, and in order for that to happen, I need options now.
Yes,
I need options now. I'm getting used to this one. It's just about getting used to it and learning. And obviously when we did the obstacle ones, everything was fresh, so I was just frustrated, and I was like, couldn't figure it out. We spent like a whole hour. It's a lot that goes into it. And then look at today, smooth. Just started running. Everything's cool.
It's great.
Cool. And I had a bad morning. I've been having a bad day, but I get home, and as soon as I hit that weed, everything's just like, bro, relax. Like, just relax. Like, the only
just
relax. I tell I hear that voice in my own head, like, relax, bro. Relax. But yeah, I don't know. That was a little tangent we went on. But
a little tangent, a little sidebar.
Little tangent. Okay, pa atrás al capítulo, a la plática. Okay, childhood music, Nicole. Let's get straight into it. What did your parents play when you were younger, and do you still listen to it?
So when I was younger, my mom and my dad, sometimes on Saturday nights they would play music. We went to a lot of parties growing up, so it was a lot of Spanish music. But my parents were very much into disco, Donna Summers.
Welcome to my life, like that. I don't know what song that is.
No, I don't know. Donna Summer, I'm like huge on her. Shaka Khan, The Platters, Air Supply, Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
So we listened to Elvis, but then also we listened to Celia Cruz. I'm trying to think of Juan Rivera. We just had all these, it was just constant, and it wasn't just one genre. My mom, I'll give my mom so much credit for this. She always played different genre.
Your mom did?
My mom did. She would switch the CDs out. Sometimes she'd be like, oh wait, and she would put a different CD in, and cumbia, merengue, salsa. And she is, you know, probably the reason. My grandpa, same thing. He would always put music on, old classics from Nicaragua. Same thing, merengue, salsa, cumbia, dance. There was always dancing going on. My mom would grab me and we would dance. Or So I've always been very open to music.
Yeah.
I still listen to, like, if going through my phone, I love disco. I love the Platters. I love all the older 60s, 70s, early 80s stuff too. Who was it? Cyndi Lauper, like all that. Madonna. Not a lot of rock, I would say, that I could think of besides like Elvis and stuff like that. But growing up, I listened to everything.
Did your mom and dad have musical taste and liking from Nicaragua, or did they get everything from here? Like, what would they listen? No. Did they listen to music back there that they brought to over here?
They would listen to disco in
even over there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Donna Summer.
So they had all the American stuff. Obviously, you know, they had all the American stuff, the bigger artists, the mainstream artists. Mm-hmm. Is there any artists that come from Nicaragua that you know of?
So there is one.
And what type of music does it make?
Let's see. I want to say, is it artist from, let's see, Luis Enrique?
But they just make like cumbia, or they make just Spanish pop, or like...
It's not...
Does Nicaragua have a sound, or it doesn't?
They do have their own sound, like a local sound, like people play music like in the street and stuff like that. It's like different melodies and with instruments. But I want to say that the guy from Nicaragua, the artist, I should know this, but there's not a lot of artists that I've really ever...
Well, the reason I asked that too is because, you know, usually...
Tropical, they would consider it tropical salsa.
That's the band, no?
What?
The band Tropical? Oh, the sound Tropical.
The genre.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, because you know how like Mexico has this music that comes from there, and like I remember one of the episodes you say you guys don't really do mariachis, and to us that's like a genre in itself, right? Like banda is like Mexican, you know, like corridos is Mexican stuff. Shout out my gente, man. Shout out La Raza, man, for real.
Because in Nicaragua they have something called Palo de Mayo. That's considered a genre. Cumbia. They have... there's a lot of, like, depending on where you are in Nicaragua, there's like reggaeton or like more kind of like Afro.
You guys aren't coastal? You guys are coastal, right? Or no?
Pacific and Atlantic coast, yeah.
So you have this water surrounding Nicaragua. I'm so bad with geography, but
the one side is Pacific and the other side is Atlantic.
Okay, so they're definitely like that Caribbean vibe too, huh?
You got the soca. That's a huge on the Atlantic side. Soca is like
sounds like Nicole.
It's like calypso.
The lemonade?
No, it's like okay. So calypso is like African East Indian sound.
I'm ignorant. I'm sorry. I thought that was the lemonade stuff.
I do though. That calypso lemonade is good.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But soca is like East Indian. You've never heard soca? It's like very like I don't know how to explain it, but I'm gonna make a playlist for myself for this episode of Sorry No Lo Siento, and then I'm gonna link it so that people can hear. I'm gonna do that for everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's like Trinidadian music. Like,
should we say this on here right now or no?
Go ahead. Drop it.
We're gonna Nicole and I are each gonna like provide our own playlist.
What?
11 songs. We're gonna have it on Apple or Spotify or both or what?
I don't do Spotify. I just do Apple.
I just do Apple as well too.
Yeah.
So we'll have I think I can compose one for Spotify too. So I mean the same list, but
you could combine it.
You
could combine our list and put it on Spotify if you want.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll do that. Nicole and I will individually give you guys a Apple link for our playlist.
Yeah.
And then we'll give you one Spotify link with both of our playlists on there. So if you guys, whatever you play this episode, probably might not be on there because we're just gonna pick 11 of our favorite songs, right? Past, present, and future, but just whatever.
Yes.
Just not even like our favorite songs of all time. Just our favorite songs for right now that came to our head that we just want to have you guys experience and join us
and listen to.
Especially for those that listen to us that have no idea about our culture, that have no idea about our music, our sound. You know, I really do appreciate everyone that's tapping in. That it's not you know a person. I don't say person of color. That's not Hispanic, Latin, whatever is politically correct to say. So. I lost my train of thought. What was I going with that? So
what about your parents? Did they both play music? Did they just play a certain kind of music?
Yeah. Mom only plays Spanish music, but it's only like pop en español, cumbias, she's not listening to corrido, she's not listening to banda, she's not listening to mariachis. She's only listening to like the girly poppy, type of stuff. I mean, like Marc Antonio Solís, like the love songs, the sad songs, like no hay nada tan difícil, like stuff like that. That sound.
Yeah. Or was it Enrique Iglesias? His dad is I
don't know who his dad is, but I know his dad is a singer.
So my parents would listen to his dad.
Really?
Yeah,
my mom likes Enrique Iglesias as well. My sister my sister never had a Bieber phase, but she had an Enrique Iglesias phase. I don't know why, but she did. She was like all into the mole on his face and everything.
Yeah, he has a very distinguished look.
No, I was that man. He got them girls, He had him for sure.
Julio Iglesias is his dad.
Iglesias. Okay. So mom was listening to all that type of stuff. Mom was only listening to music really in the car and when we were cleaning sometimes, because it wasn't always mandatory when we were cleaning. Like she wouldn't always play music when we cleaned, but that's probably the 2 times where she would listen to music the most. Dad listened to music too. My parents were only like people that listened to music on the cars. They weren't really like, have a boombox in the house and just play music out loud. They weren't that type of people. But my dad liked Spanish music. If it was being played, like if my mom was listening to it, he wouldn't change it. But if it was by himself with us, he'd be listening to my dad loved The Police, the band.
Oh yeah,
Roxanne, do da da. Every Step I Take. Message in a Bottle, like that was.
Oh my gosh, I love Message in a Bottle. Did you play that on the game?
On the Guitar Hero?
No,
I never played it.
What?
I never played Guitar Hero. I'm not a video game person at all. Like at all.
Well, that was a great song to play on that game.
So my dad was listening to that. There's one song that I remember that I know my dad put me onto it. And it was playing on the radio, but I was young. But it was Shaggy, It Wasn't Me. When that came on, like my dad used to always say, "Stop me banging on the summer," and then he
wasn't me.
Yeah, and he used to always say the part when she's like, "And she caught me remote butt naked, banging on the." And then and I was in elementary. I was like 4th grade singing this song. Like it was so dope to me. I remember when I used to come on. I bought the Shaggy album just for that song.
What?
And then later I ended up finding out like Angel's on the album as well too. Like You're My Darling, baby.
That was a good song.
Classic. Yeah, and then when that guy comes on the Nema Lamba, no respect, y'all.
There was like a whole period, if you remember, of like reggae.
When they crossed over.
Reggae, not reggaeton, just reggae. And then it kind of just like.
I love Supercat. You know who Supercat is? No, like Supercat, Mr. What's his name? We fly, kill him with the noise. Oh man, I love dancehall music. I love dancehall music.
Love dancehall.
Dancehall.
King of the dancehall.
I love dancehall music. Like Movado. I know not Movado. The Flex. Oh man, I have my dancehall playlist right here too. Obviously like Glue.
Beanie Man. I love Beanie Man. King of the
Tony
dancehall.
Matterhorn. Like Dirty Wine.
Yeah, there was like a whole period of time where that was.
I don't want to play. Yeah, I mean, so my dad put me on to Shaggy because he was just he'd turn it up every time I came on the car. And then he would just listen to, honestly, it got to a point where me and my dad spent a lot of time in the car. We had to move. When we first moved out of Riverside, we moved up to the high desert, which is about 45 minutes from here. It was 2005. My dad we got a new house, a brand new house, 2 stories and everything. To us, we're like, oh, we're moving up and everything. But my parents let me still go to school down here in Riverside because my dad still had to come down here for work in another city, which is probably like 20 minutes away from Riverside. So he would, my uncle lives next door till this day. So I would get dropped off with my cousins. We would go to the same middle school. So we would go there, and then, he would pick me up after work, and we'd go back up the hill. So we were spending a lot of time in the freeway going back and forth.
Car, yeah.
And then during that time, like it's LimeWire days, so all the CDs I was burning, I would just be playing in the car because my dad never tripped about what I wanted to listen to. He never cared about the cuss words. He never cared about like what they were saying. So I never felt cringy around him. Around mom, she didn't care either, but it was just like, it's like they're talking about sex and talking about this. So I kind of felt maybe not around mom, but she never cared either. She never was like, turn this off. I can't believe you're listening to this. But my dad, he started liking a lot of stuff that I would play. He would always like, yo, play this song, play that song. And then it's funny because when I was younger, I would always go to, because it's weird. I never went to school in my city because I used to live in Riverside, but I used to go to school in the OC, which is a cool 40 minutes as well. So my mom used to work at the district there. So every morning I'd be commuting with my mom when I was younger, from kindergarten to 4th grade. I'm commuting with my mom. So with her, I'm tapping in with all her music, getting all her likings, and then all the radio shows she's listening to, the talk shows. I'm tapping in with that. And then when I'm in 8th grade, 7th grade is when I finished. They let me finish the school year basically. So we moved mid-year, so they let me finish the school year down here. So for the next 4 months, I was commuting down with my dad. So every day I was coming down with my dad. And when I was coming down with him, he was picking the radio stations he wanted to listen to. He was especially on the way down because it was so early. Sometimes I'd be asleep, so he'd be listening to his talk shows. He'd be listening to his music, like his art, like what's his name? Not Art LeBeau. What's that one fool? That's Howard Stern. He'd be listening to Howard Stern. He'd be listening to 991 KGGI with like 5 Cent and Evelyn, and yeah, like that's how I knew all these talk shows like ODM and me and my dad bonded a lot during those times, and I just played all the music. And my dad, even when I started high school, my dad would always take us to school. So my dad would take me, Tony, and his cousins to school, and then Tony's mom would pick us up. So on the way to school, I had all the CDs. So Tony used to get a lot of music from me because I would just be playing all the stuff like Kendrick. I mean, Tony found out about Kendrick Lamar from me when I played, a song back in the day. He found out about like certain artists just because I've always been into music. So wow, you just took me back. But yeah, R.I.P. to my dad, man. So many moments that we had that I'm just remembering right now. Like, yo, I really had to spend time in the car with both my parents, and I got both of their sauces. Like, and I just combined them into my sauce that I already had. Because that's why I do like certain rock stuff because of my dad. Like, my dad was the maná person in our household. Like, he loved rock in Espanol, and I still listen to that to this day. That Maná always goes on the playlist. Selena always goes on the playlist. Like there's these certain artists that I grew up with my parents. When I have to play Spanish music, it's a go-to. I have that in my arsenal. Like, yo, I know this because so I'm grateful. But yeah, to answer your question, I'm long-winded. I'm sorry, but yes, they listened to all that when I was younger, and I still listen to all that now that I'm older.
Yeah, I do too. I have a bunch of playlists of just Spanish music that.
Were they strict when you started listening to like Mac Dre and stuff like that, or nah? Are you already like out the house?
So when I was in high school, even before high school, but I would say more in high school. So in high school, that was like there was this. So if you live in Northern California, you know about like Northern Exposure. So that was like rap associated with like. Kind of like gang stuff.
Northern Exposure is a gang?
Like norteños.
Oh, okay.
That's what they call it, Northern Exposure. So there's like, they people say it's like, but it's like good music. You know what I mean? Like they're really talking about their experiences, and it's like, so I would listen to some of that. Of course, Bay rap. But what's funny is that in my neighborhood, we had a van, and we had an individual who lived on our block with black market records. So if you're from Sacramento, you know, like Brother Lynch Hung, T Nutty, all those kind of underground Sacramento. And so you don't know who they are. It's
I just know Mozzie, but he already blew up.
Oh yeah, Mozzie, but he
already blew up.
Yeah,
shout out Mozzie hard.
Mozzie's hard, yeah. But I would listen to those. But I mean, my parents would see the van and the guy would just hand out CDs. And I would say that that's probably the most low vibrational music, like Brother Lynch Hung, X-Rated.
Right.
That's all like, if you probably played some Brother Lynch Hung right now, you would be like, what were you listening to?
Worse than Too Short?
Yeah. Yeah.
Too Short is pretty explicit too.
No, but like Brother Lynch Hung takes it to a whole nother level. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't have your kids listen to that.
Well, how were you when you were partaking in this music?
I was in high school.
Okay, so you were a little bit more older. So, but did you listen? Did you listen secretly or no? No, not secretly, but like, okay, mom's not really around here, so I'm gonna blast this.
We pretty much blasted whatever because my parents would be working and stuff. But I mean, my brother and I just listened to so much stuff though, because we also listened to, that's where we kind of would throw people off, because my brother and I would listen to like techno, we would listen to house, Insane Clown Posse, like.
Insane Clown Posse?
Do you know who ICP is now? Obviously not. Wow. Anyways, but we would listen to some intense stuff. Rock. I went through like a huge like rock, like System of a Down, Chevelle. We just listened to everything. But I know my dad, like, he didn't really like us listening to that stuff, but he would be at work. So it's like, you can't really control us. And we had a CD player. So sometimes we would just have our headphones on and we would just, you know, my brother would make a CD. I'd be like, yes, thank you. And that was that. You know, like the Dr. Dre, the 2001, the Chronic, like that album played. Oh, the only reason we got found out was because we had this stereo with big speakers. So when my parents weren't home, we would play the music so loud. We would just kind of be kicking it, like people would be over, and the neighbor would tell my dad. He would be like, your kids were playing this horrible music so loud. And then my dad would be like, well, it's not like it's playing at night, you know, it's like in the daytime.
Yeah.
So my dad in a way like would get mad at us, but he would also defend us too.
Of course, man. You don't know what to tell you about your kids. Like,
but we wouldn't, like, certain stuff. My mom would be like, what are you listening to? Like, what is this? She would always be like, guess that's that. Because she said that, like, you can't understand them, you know, because they'd be like flowing so hard or like rapping so fast.
My mom to this day, she cannot understand rap music. Like when she listens to Kendrick or anybody else, she's like, she can't pick up on like how they're rhyming and like what they're saying. Like it's to her, like they're talking a foreign language.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand references, like just in life or pop culture or anything, like it's gonna be hard for you to get rap.
And if English is not your first language, is also like you're trying to understand.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? This just reminded me. I was watching. There's this individual that I watch on Instagram. He always talks about Bay Area rap and Bay Area taggers. Like he goes into the history of different rappers from the Bay, different taggers, like artists. And he always has a like reel about Bay Area, like, you know, verbiage, like people from the Bay say certain things. And so he'll like explain what, like, for example, like mop, like, oh, he got mopped, like he got beat up, you know? So like, if you're a non-English speaker,
you're not,
and you hear like, oh, he got mopped, it's like, was he mopping the floor? Like, you know, like they're not making those connections.
There's a slang.
Yeah, slang. Yeah,
rap is really culture. That's why
it is. It's its own.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm in on the new wave of like the youngins that are doing Spanish music, like the corridos tumbados and all that stuff, because it's the young cats that have that American, that grew up with American culture, but just decided, you know what, I grew up with my parents being Hispanic, talking Spanish, and I just like that music, so I'm gonna give them that sample, my twist, my lyrics, and To me, that's dope. That's why that's why I feel it now, because it's more relatable. Like you have the bands that, you know, they have a song called those vasos or doble vasos, which, you know, double cup.
Yeah.
You know, like that to me is dope. Like, they're talking about lean and weed and blunts, and it was foreign to me in Spanish, but now it's like, okay, cool.
It's coming.
And Bad Bunny's growing on me too. Like a lot of, like I love
Bad Bunny.
I went to the El Alfa concert last year, and it completely just changed my mind on like Spanish music. Like that type of sound. Not because I hated on it. I was just in awe because people were going so crazy to El Alfa, and then all the women were in there, like baddies were in there, just like
my brother went to that, I think, on the East Coast.
Man, he goes up, and all the Dominicans is just like fuego, fuego, fire, fire, fuego.
It's
fuego,
not, but then you just feel there's something about there, because there's so many different types of Spanish music, but it just gets your body moving.
Yeah,
there's something that activates in you, like you just want to go like merengue, like that. If you're dancing merengue,
Bachata.
you're moving.
Yeah. The whole time of the show, I'm just like this, standing up on my chair, just looking. The whole time I didn't even take a seat, and because I was just it was the first show since all of the COVID stuff, so it was the first time I'm in the, and like with all this energy again, right? So it's the first time I'm in a whole stadium. We're in the Miami, where the Miami Heat plays at. We're in a whole stadium. All these people are they're synchronized, singing the same song, going crazy. I was like, I was just like, I had one of those experiences in there. Like, I didn't even have to know the music. So I didn't know the music. And I was just in there just like, yo, like, they're going crazy for this guy. Like, and I knew about El Alfa, but I didn't think he was this crazy. Brought out Nicky Jam, brought out Farruko. And when Farruko came out and did his banger that he has, that big song that he has, oh my, the place went crazy. I was like, man, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Like, rap shows don't even got the type of energy.
It's different. It's just so different.
Especially when you're in California, like everyone's so high at shows that we're not jumping up and down. Like, just perform, dog. Let us vibe out, pass the blunt back and forth. Like, we don't really care about turning up and no.
You just, when you did that, I went to a Wu-Tang show.
Yeah, I turned up at the Wu-Tang though.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
The Wu, and there was a guy, it was so funny. My boyfriend and I went with some of his friends. I had foot surgery, so I had a cast. I had a walking boot.
You went to a concert like that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you have a table or a booth or something? You were just standing in the audience like that?
No, I was sitting in the, like, we went to eat and then we walked and then we went to the show, and I just had like my leg up or whatever. But there was a guy next to me. He was dancing. So he was just so into it. And he ended up hitting me on the head with his hand because he was just going so wild. I was like, chill.
I think that's something we should resurface in the future. La Plática, the shows and concerts and all that, and festivals.
Oh my gosh, Up in Smoke tour.
Oh, see, I want to know about all that. I didn't get to experience that. I wasn't there. Very first show I ever went to was Lil Wayne.
What?
Yeah, I was 17. My mom said, "You want to go to prom? You want to go see Lil Wayne?" We going to see Lil Wayne. He was fresh out of jail, you know, so he had 6 foot, 7 foot. I just came out. We're going. No, I'm going to see Lil. Me and Dennis. It was me and Dennis that went. Shout out to the good brother Dennis.
Wow, that's tight.
Okay. Okay, so my parents never really tripped about what type of music I listened to. But me, I don't know why I've always been like this. I've always been very respectful that like I don't like being burnt out. So I just wouldn't, like, when I'm around my mom, I play what she wants, like what she's into, because I mess with it too, but I'm not really playing this all the time. So let me tap into your world right now. And that's what I love about being multifaceted when it comes to music that I like, because I like, when I'm around people, I don't like playing what I just want to play, what I know. I hate when I'm around people and they just want to play what they play and they don't tap into
same.
Especially when I'm drunk and I'm in a car and they're playing what they know, and it's like, bro, play classic, like play something that we could all turn up to, but they want to listen to what they want to turn up to, right? And it's so whack to me. So when I'm with like my dad, I can tap into his world. When I'm with my cousin, like now that I got like the Spanish bag a little bit under my belt, like the new stuff, like the corridos and stuff like that, I can tap in with my cousins now. Like when he's smoking weed out there and I'm out with him, he's playing his stuff, I get it now. I'm like, okay, bro, like play this song. I like that. I like when I'm around people like That's why I like Drake so much, because Drake is a given. Like, you could be around old people, play Drake. You could be around girls, play Drake. You could be around the homies, play Drake. You could be around your kids and play Drake. You could be around anybody and play Drake. Like, he fits every category. So that's why, to me, he's a GOAT. Because for that reason. But like Cardi B, like, you're really playing Cardi B everywhere with that type of lyrics? You know, like, it just burnt out. It just burnt out, you know. So my parents never tripped about what I wanted, but I think I told you this too. When we talked about the outline, I'm gonna bring it up on here. Is that for a long time I was buying CDs at Walmart. I didn't know at the time when I was younger that there were those were clean versions of the albums. So for a lot of the albums that I have are edited. I have Get Rich or Die Trying edited. When 50 Cent says, "I'll put a hole in a bleep 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 for F bleep 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 with me," it just says, "I'll put a hole in a with me."
Wow.
And I remember the first time my cousin next door, he would only buy his music, and when he go to LA to the Callejones, so it was bootleg, but it was the album. I remember the first time he played it, and it's like, "I'll put a hole in a," and I was like, "Wait, what? It says that? Like, how come mine doesn't say that?"
Wow. Yeah, I think someone one time gifted me for one of my birthdays, and I was like, "This is edited." I was like,
I didn't know. But then when I started going to like the Warehouse and FYE and like Virgin Records to buy the album, I could have bought the explicit version, because my mom was never like, "Oh, let me play it, see if you really got the right one." Right. She would let me get down the car, but and I think that's why to this day they leave me a whole house. Like, I've always had my parents' trust, because I never like lied to them. Like that, I always.
You've just been transparent with them.
Transparent and just like, honest. I'm gonna go get the clean version. Like, I'm not gonna do you guys dirty behind your back, you know. So right. I was never that person that did stuff low key like that. Like, I never hid it from them, but I just respected y'all. It's like me now that I smoke weed, right? My mom knows I smoke weed, but I'm not right there. Like, if my mom was right here in front of me, I'm not gonna light up just because that's my mom don't like it, so I that's cool. She's not complaining to me like, "You need to stop. Why are you doing this? The house." She's not doing all that, so I respect that. She respect me. I respect her. It's cool like that. But there's some people like Dennis. Like, I remember when I used to pull up to his spot, he just be blazing. I'm like, "Wait, your mom's right there. You don't care?" He goes, "They know I smoke." And I'm like, "Okay, I know they know you smoke, but you don't have to do it in front of them, bro. You can wait till they leave or something, you know?
Or go outside or."
Yeah. I just don't want to be in her sight. You know, I don't want her to see me smoking. Not because if she came outside and saw me puffing on it, then cool, you know. But it's not like, "Hey, mom, what are you gonna do today? Oh, you going to the store?"
You're not trying to be in the house or in her space, just doing that.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah,
no. So that's how I approach music as well. But then now when I got older, like, once I got my system like in my room, like my speakers and everything, they never care what I will blast stuff in my room. I would be playing everything and like trying to get to you, that monkey loud, like just Salt Shaker loud. Like, you know, I was going in. The Whisper song when it came out, you know, I was all dirty stuff. Like, remember Play by David Banner?
What?
Work them hips, come girl, trying to get your wet. Work that. Let me see you just don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Some of these
dirty.
You know, some of the lyrics that I would listen to when I was younger, I've like I said, some of the rappers that I used to listen to before, I'm like, wow, like, that is just low into the low. Like, I can't even listen to it. I've had to delete stuff out of my music playlist because I just don't vibe with it anymore.
Well, let me ask you that then. You like low frequency music versus high frequency music. How, like, right now you're saying you got rid of a lot of music. So what do you consume on the regular now? What's your go-to type of sound frequency? Like, what you trying to hear?
I still listen. Don't get me wrong. I still listen to my trap.
You still listen to "We Cry Together" by Kendrick? Oh, I gotta go back and play that. I haven't heard that in so long.
I like Kendrick.
I haven't played that album since the first week it came out.
Yeah, same. I think I have played like one song since, but that week I like
we
went through that all, but we were like multiple times. I was like playing it, hit it again, let's play it. But I don't know. I think I'm more conscious now of certain. I mean, even Mac Dre. Don't get me wrong. I love Mac Dre. Love the Bay. some of his songs, I'm just like, wow, okay. I pick and choose. Obviously, I'm at a point where I can recognize, okay, I can listen to this today. I'm not feeling it today.
Right.
I do listen now to a lot of mantras. Okay. White Sun, which is like what they call new age, like because I'm in that Kundalini class. I do listen to that because it does get me in a good vibe. Londrell, I think that's his name.
Yeah. All of them, Londrell, Free Soul, D-Rock.
Yeah, I like all that because I'm
hold on, before you continue, I like that because they doing the hip hop, but with the conscious twist to it, but it's still witty, it's still bars, it's still a swag to it. And I appreciate that because sometimes you get the spiritual people like Lecrae, like the Christian rappers, but just like, that's whack to me, bro.
Yeah. To each their own, but just, I agree with you on that. And don't get me wrong, I like right now I'm on La Russell. I enjoy listening to La Russell, the real Simba. Man,
see, I would consider that high frequency music.
Yeah,
it's good music. It's conscious music. And it's coming from people that you can tell they're smart. They're here. They're not drugged out and I'm giving you all that stuff. You know?
Oh yeah, because there's some of this, like I said, some of my old playlists I've deleted them. Yeah,
no, but I love that.
I do. I love that. Some of those. What was that song by?
I Feel Like Dying by Lil Wayne.
Yeah, thank you. You read my mind. I used to play that on repeat.
That's one of the hardest songs to
repeat.
That beat is so ridiculous. The sample's so ridiculous. The bars. I'm sitting on the cloud. I got smoke coming from beneath my feet. I could play basketball with the moon. You are so beneath my feet. So high. Get high that I feel like. I just skipped a bunch of bars, but yeah. You get the point. Like, it was the best song about drugs. And remember when he had Me and My Drink?
Yep.
Up in the studio, Me and My Drink. Like, come on. Like, all negative. All about drugs.
All negativity. That's like, what is it? Goosebumps by...
Travis.
I
got this goosebumps every time, yeah. If you want to go that route, I Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd.
There you go. I mean,
and that
song
you have
is kids so singing fire. These songs.
That song's so fire though.
I know.
Gosh, that's a good song.
That's a great song.
The whole, it's such a poppy song, but I can't feel my face when
I'm
whole song's
with
about
you.
coke, about perico.
But I love it.
Whole song about perico.
Yeah,
and we're over here thinking like it's about a girl.
It's about like I'm over here thinking. You know what I thought at first? No lie. I figured it out after listening a second time. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I thought it was from smiling so much. You know, like I can't feel my face because I was smiling so much, but no.
And then now, fast forward to 2021, you get Waukesha. Waukesha crazy.
Yeah.
And that was so genius to sample the Ashanti Foolish and then just make the song about a woman, but you're talking about lean? Like, that was some Lil Wayne. That was Lil Wayne.
Just the artistry.
Essence.
Just art.
I'm sitting here looking at Keisha like, do you love me? Do you love me not? Damn it, hit the spot. Like, come on. I love music. I love music so much, man. But
what's that song by XX? Tenacion.
Which one? The Sad?
Yeah.
That's sad. But see, like that's a high. It's about being sad, but the music is so good. The melodies are so good. Like X was special. Like
he was special.
That the artistry in that to give you every type of genre. Like he gave you R&B, he gave you techno, he gave you dance music, he gave you all this stuff, man. And it was only not even 22, 23 years old. Like,
I know.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. These young kids are so creative, man.
And all the young artists that have passed too, like Amy Winehouse. Oh my gosh, I loved Amy Winehouse.
Man. Yeah.
I remember buying her.
Toxic or not? Toxic music though, right?
Oh, well, if you looked at the underlying...
The message, what they're talking about is toxic, but it sounds high frequency, huh?
Right.
And I love that. I love when they do that. Cause me, like, I to this day I still indulge very heavy into low frequency music. Like one of my favorite artists, and you guys can laugh at me all you want. I don't care. I'm not even gonna argue because yeah, he is trash, but I tell people this sometimes too. I appreciate trash music sometimes. I like everything. I can tap in with the young mumble rapper crowd. So one of my favorite artists is Playboi Carti. Like I love Playboi Carti, man. Like sometimes you can't even understand what he's saying, but that to me just sounds so hard with the way he does it, the way he does when he does the baby voice. Like the artistry is so dope to me. But I would never argue someone and say like, yeah, there's no way he's trash. Yeah, that's debatable. But that's all about like, when I go to sleep, I dream about murder. When I go to sleep, I dream about murder. Like, it's just so negative. So negative. Like, ever since my brother died, I've been thinking about homicide. It's just like... It's so dark. It's so dark.
But I think that society enjoys that, too.
Oh, for sure.
They love
that. For sure. But then he gets to like the other side where it's like, I think about dyeing my hair red just to look like it's so happy and bubbly. Like, that's what I love about the artistry of music and artists. Like the emotion that's like a song can bring an emotion out of you.
That it really can. I mean, and it can get you through tough times.
But I don't know why. Like, I know why, but high frequency music, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. It gets annoying sometimes.
Is it too woo-woo for you?
It's too preachy. Wait, let me see. Because like Kendrick's album, right? Good example. Kendrick's album, high frequency music to the fullest extent. Very, very like look like holding a mirror to yourself. And it's like, yo, this is really society right now. There's like, I think there's one track on that album that relates to everybody, that it just hits you. And it was so genius the way he did it. Like, yeah, this is my flaws and this is what I'm like. I still tap into the toxic stuff, but we big stepping around the root of it, the solution of it. We like being toxic. But then I'm not listening to, I love when you count me out. Like, I'm not listening to like Crown. Like, I'm not listening to this music on the daily because I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And look at like it was the least Kendrick album ever talked about.
Yep.
It really only ran a course of like a week, 2 weeks, and no one talked about it anymore.
It was just like
that. And we waited 5 years for this album.
I know.
A high frequency album, in my opinion, would be like Jay-Z 444.
Love that.
Love it. And it's a lot of high frequency music out here, but the low Uzi be like low frequency stuff really just be hidden sometimes. But I also notice when it's like, okay, I'm tired of like the shooty bang bang drug kill, and then that's when I start.
That's what it mostly is. Like
it
the
is.
baby.
It is. But then you tap into then that's when I start going to listening to like K Roosevelt. Start listening to like K Tronada. Start listening to all the R&B stuff, like the Ari Lennoxes, the Summer Walker. Like, I love R&B. Like,
I love the old R&B.
That is true because R&B now is very toxic. It's not even about love no more. It's about like who hurt you, how you got broken, how they did you wrong.
Thank you. Back in the day, R&B was about like, I want you to be my woman, or I want you to be my man. I love you.
Like Jagged Edge.
And now it's just
how to cheat a man. This is what I need.
Right? And men being able to openly express what they want and need and emotions through music, and then it just went downhill.
Even to like Pretty Ricky, which it was toxic. It was toxic, but it was still like love making, like in just a more raunchier way. But like your body, my body burning up. Or like, I got new shoes on the ride. Yes, sir. Rolling down 95. Yes, sir. You can see in my eyes.
Oh, or it's like that song by Lloyd.
Cause I want you. I'll admit it.
Yes.
This just ain't no game. This is the same word. That and Southside with Ashanti. Like classic records that we used to get. And I think the only person that kind of gives us that feeling sometimes now, like the old school records, is like a Drake sometimes. Sometimes, when he does like a little like the Ja Rule type of feeling records, you know? Like a Kiki, like the Kiki, do you love me? That's like a Ja Rule type of. Yeah, that was hard. I love Kiki. That song was hard.
That's a great song.
That's hard.
Do you remember Maxwell, the artist Maxwell?
Yes, Tank, Maxwell, Genuine,
Ooh. Joe,
Mario Wyans. I don't wanna know if you playing me. Keep it on. Don't. No, sorry, no, siento. We're not a Spanish bag. Don't send me. But then in Spanish, I like people like this. Watch. I like people like this. I love women vocals. Right? So I love me like I just love her voice so fire.
Oh yeah.
One, two, three. Dime si tú quieras andar conmigo. Oh, si tú quieras andar conmigo. My dad loved this woman too, Julieta Venegas. Crazy vocals. So like just laid back vocals, you know. So I'm big on vocals. But damn, we feel like there's so many tangents to go on music because
I know.
Like I love music. It's funny because before we were doing the outline, you're like, damn, how are we gonna approach like music? And look at like, there's so many ways to approach music. So many things that just like right now. What I really like, I don't know what it is. Like it's not even like the best of albums, but I've been on that Beyonce album, and it's only the records that I like, the 5 records I like on the album. But like that Virgo's Groove, oh my, that's disco right there. Like, have you heard it? Like,
I feel like it's very eclectic with sound. The album,
and it's only the first act. We still have 2 more acts. Like this is that Plastic Off the Couch though. Oh my Jesus! Oh my gosh!
Church Girl, isn't that one?
Church Girl's good. I like it. I'm not hating on it like how, you know, Fowler's hating it. Shout out to Fowler, but it ain't the worst song on there. But I get why she's saying it's the worst song on there because Fowler got morals. So shout out to you, Fowler, because you have your morals super high. So she's not with none of that like raunchiness and being a hoe, being a sucia.
Oh
yeah, but yeah, I've been on that Beyonce like that Heated records. She's like, got a lot of Chanel on me. Ooh, gotta wave myself off. I just don't like when she. I don't like that. Cause I was telling my brother this. I'm like, I don't like when she does the. And I can't say it because it's not gonna be right. It's not gonna be politically correct for me to say it.
Oh,
but I just don't like when she does like Joe Budden said it the best way, and I when he said it, I'm like, I get what you mean because I feel the same way. He called it the runway records. I don't like when she does the runway records. Like the modeling, like you know, like the
she's
like nah. I like R&B Beyonce. Let me hear the vocals. Let me hear you sing. Like I want to hear you sing. Like Me, Myself, and I. Remember that? The Me, Myself, and I. That's all I got, and it is. Or like Check Up on Me with Slim Thug and Bun B. Like. Ooh, boy, you're looking like a light. That beat was crazy. Oh my gosh. Even when she did like Soldier, like all the Destiny Child stuff, like I need the hip hop beats with the R&B vocals.
Destiny's Child.
Cater to You. That Destiny Fulfill album was crazy.
Yes.
That last album, Lose My Breath. Like, don't get me in my Beyonce bag, man. I ain't in the hive. I ain't part of the Beehive, but album a decent 6 out of 10. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue with the Plática de Música. What's your favorite song as a child?
I don't even know. Like,
There's nothing you remember listening to a youngin that you always like, Mom, play this, or I have to play this, I have to listen to this.
I remember there was like, we used to always listen to oldies rock and roll, this radio station called Cool 101.1.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like this song called The Game of Love. It was like, the game of love, 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 la, 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 love. I just remember being in the car like after swimming lessons and it would come on and I would always like hear it on the radio.
Yeah.
But there's so many songs. Oh, when the Macarena came out, that was like playing in our house all the time. And my brother and I would be doing yeah. And then all the remixes of that song that came out.
What about, just a little tangent, not tangent, but because you reminded me of dances. Like, were you busting out the caballo dorado at the parties or not?
The what?
The caballo dorado? No?
Did you hear about the El Baile del Perrito?
No.
Wilfredo Vargas?
No.
Oh, that's going on the list for y'all to hear.
I mean, I've heard like El Baile del Beeper. I never heard Baile del Perrito.
El Baile del Perrito. Wilfredo Vargas.
You've heard Baile del Beeper too, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's annoying. It's cool, but it gets annoying. Like, damn, bro. It go though at the party. You go. Everyone's like,
it goes.
Especially when you're drunk.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Like la vaca go when you're drunk. El mechón, mama, el mechón, préndeme, el mechón, prende el mechón. Mamá, préndeme el mechón, que va para Asunción, préndeme el mechón.
And you're just going to like.
But like, you don't know what the caballo dorado is? Really?
Negative.
No rompas más, mi pobre corazón.
Nope.
Really? See, this is crazy how like we're Latinos, Hispanics, but like our regions just do different things. Like caballo dorado and our culture go up every time at the party. As soon as that thing in the beginning starts, the dun 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 dun. Everyone gets up. Everyone gets on the dance floor. Everyone's synchronizing. Dun 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 dun. You never heard this, Nicole? I feel like I have to play it for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because it's popular. Like I'm people that are hearing this and I'm like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Caballo. I just put caballo.
CABALLO.
CAB what?
A.
C
double L.
CABA. Oh, there it is. And then there's a fast one and a slow one. So first they play the slow one, and that's for like the beginners. I just want to just do it real quick. Then they put that fast one on, and all the youngins get up. Oh, let's go! Everyone like this is how you know you really about it. And then yo, you really never heard the caballo dorado?
No.
Okay, let me play it right here. Like, this is how it starts. So I'll be like, people hear this, and right away they go to the dance floor, and they start stomping their foot, and they go like this.
This is new to me.
And he's just doing this, and watch. And then they go, So you go two steps to your left, then back. Then you go two steps to your right, and then back, and then up. And you go.
It's like the cha-cha slide.
In a way, the Mexican version. You know when the people get up to do the don don, do your dan, do your dan.
Yeah.
It's like that, but for us. But there's the slow one. Then you got the one that's turned up. And I don't know where that one's at, but that one go crazy. But yeah, people hear that beginning intro and everyone's just like boom, boom. Shout out to my people, man. Shout out to the parties for doing that.
Shout out.
Obviously, I think my favorite song as a child is gonna be Borracho y Loco. Na, 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 na. That one, or you know what song I really loved when I was growing up, when I was in the car with my mom, the Lara no está, Lara se fue. That was going on my playlist. You never heard that?
No.
Oh, the Lara no está, and especially because one of my the last chick that I thought I was gonna really end up with, her name was Laura.
Oh,
I always liked the name Laura ever since that song. And to me, every time I hear the name Laura and Stephanie, I just think of pretty girls because all the pretty girls that I've always encountered pretty Lauras and Stephanies. You can kind of guess when a girl's name's Stephanie. It's just me. But then this is chick at work that her name's Stephanie, and like it's ruined it for me because
womp womp.
I gotta watch out what I say about work now because
I know because they're gonna have a whole.
Okay, it's coming back. Look, the other day the coworker, Mitch posted our stuff, right? So the other day the coworker comes up to us and was like, "Yo, I seen an ad for your pod," and I'm like, "An ad? I don't pay for ads." And he goes, "Well, no, Mitch posted you on the story," and I was like, "I mean, it's cool, Mitch. Mitch, if you listen, I don't care, Mitch. I'm just.
It's great. We appreciate the cross.
But I just know now they're gonna start swarming in. The work crowd's gonna start swarming in.
Está bien. We need listeners and followers. So
yeah.
Sorry.
No lo siento. All right. No, this is a good one because we're still on the childhood part. I don't know why we're still in childhood, but we're still in childhood. Well, we kind of been everywhere, right?
We've been around the world and back.
Were your parents big on lullabies? Did they play you like kiddie songs when you're growing up?
Not really.
Because I was big on Barney. So I was always singing the Barney songs, like "I love you, you love me."
Okay, yeah.
See, I can't believe I remember that still, Nicole.
There was a song and it was like, "I love my brother," and my brother would be like, "I love my sister," and we would like sing that to each other sometimes when we were small.
Do you remember the "I want to eat apples and bananas"?
Like, where does that live in your brain that you just are like, clean up everybody everywhere?
Well, Barney was big on that. I think that's why I love music so much because my mom to this day they have pictures of me. My mom always tells me like when you were little, like you used to love dancing. Like every time Barney would come on, I have like the little fake caballito, and I just be like jumping all over the place. Just singing Barney. I was so crazy on Barney. There's learning the songs and everything. And then my brother, he was big on. I don't know if you ever heard of Ralphie. No, it was like this. It was like the singer, right? Now that I look back, the guy was kind of like creepy, but it wasn't like a creepy setting. But he looked kind of like creepy. But he used to sing. He used to have a guitar and just sing live in front of a bunch of people. But they used to love him because he sang for like kids and stuff. Not like that, but the music was for like little kids, right? So he had this one song like called "Baby Beluga," right? And to this day, I know the melody.
Baby beluga in the deep blue sea, swim so high and swim so free. I didn't know who that was.
Oh, baby beluga in the deep blue sea, swim so high and
swim so free.
Bro, like, how do I still know this, Nicole?
I don't know.
How is it still in my brain? That's what I mean.
No idea.
This is so wild to me. It's wild, but I'm like right now I'm just reminiscing. I'm lighting up inside because it's like, yo, I really loved music from that age. Like every era that as I was growing up, everything that was played for me at the time would just stick to me.
Did you ever watch, I don't know, maybe not, Lamb Chop's Play Along? It's a lady and she had the little lamb chop puppet.
No. Oh, I think. What did she do?
And it was like, this is the song that doesn't end.
And I used to always remember theme songs from shows. Like other kids shows that I watched, like Roly Poly. It's Roly Poly only. Like Out of the Box. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Until we meet again. Like how do I know this still, Nicole? Like I don't get it. I really don't get it.
The brain is amazing.
And that's why I work when homegirl called me like, you really like a jukebox, huh? I'm like, I am a jukebox. I really am.
Yeah. I remember my mom used to sing a song to us and she would sing it to my niece when she was little. And it was like, Los pollitos dicen, pío, 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 cuando tienen hambre, cuando tienen frío. And there's some other stuff I don't remember.
But okay, well, that's funny that you bring that kind of little thing up because even when we got hit, like Sana,
Condito de rana.
It's like melodies to certain things,
Yeah. Everything had a little
canción to it. a little tunito.
Un tunito.
But man, I just I love music. Okay, you kind of touched on your parents' music in the car or home. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, well now it's perfect time to tap into current music a little bit more deeper. I want to ask you this question, Nicole. What does music do for you today?
Today, it gets me through the day. I work from home, so I play music. I feel like music is great. If you're mad, you listen to a certain kind of music. If you're at the gym and you want to get a good workout, you have that playlist. Going through a breakup or something. There's been times in my life where I was going through a breakup. I don't think you really like her, Janae Aiko.
Oh, I like Janae.
You do? You do? Okay.
Yeah.
I listened to her a lot when I was going through the gigs.
The Sailing Souls album or what?
Yeah, that one.
Classic.
That's the
first one. Psh, where are we going? Why are we hoeing down? And closer, closer. Now, Janae, go.
I don't need you. I don't need you.
Oh, but I want you.
Yeah.
Man, early Janae go crazy. After Booty Like Groceries, I was kind of like, yeah, you went mainstream.
Yeah. I agree. But yeah, that's what music does for me. If I'm feeling down or sometimes it gets me moving. Like when I have to clean, I'm like, oh, let me put on some merengue, and I might just be in the house like sweeping and just do it. Then I stop sweeping. I'm doing too much movement. Then I was like, oh, let me get back to cleaning, you know. But yeah, it does a lot. It's therapeutic. I think it can do a lot of damage too if you're listening to a lot of the wrong stuff during the wrong times. But I think it's just all about balance, and it's all creative expression.
That's a good point you made, and that's a good segue because you said music can make you do bad things. Are you a strong believer that music is influential, positively or negatively?
Both, 100% to both. I think that there are a lot of, if you're like, for example, like I said earlier, I used to listen to like Northern Exposure and all these like X-rated and blah blah blah. Obviously, I'm not killing people or gang banging, but I think that what happens is that music can be relatable to a lot of people.
Yes.
And when you can relate to it, maybe you're a young kid and you're listening to that and you're like, whoa. I'm not saying it's the music doing it, but I think there's a relatable concept to it all. And then that might be like, well, yeah, I started doing this and I was living my life like this and I heard this music and I realized I wasn't by myself and this is the lifestyle that, ultimately I chose or I walk in, whatever. But I think it does influence people. But I think also there's so many people who have lived challenging lives. And that music is the way that we can connect to that. Yeah. But I think it's also positive too. Like,
yeah, because sometimes you can, it breaks people out of funks. It gets people out of depression. It gets people remotivated again.
Yeah.
But I'm here to say that it 100% is influential. And the people that run the world know that it's influential. That's why certain music is always highlighted, in case of instead of other music. But I'm gonna use myself as a prime example. I started smoking weed once I started listening to Wiz Khalifa.
Oh.
Like once, and this is early YouTube days when Wiz and Currency were like with a House Fly mixtape.
Currency.
Oh, man. Once I came across Currency and Wiz, it was they had all the day-to-day videos on YouTube, and it's when I seen like Currency was hitting bongs. They were doing weed brownies, and I'm like, yo, what's all this? That was a whole new world to me because I was smoking weed with my friends, but it was just like Apple, pen cab. It was still very premature, So when I saw that, I'm like, yo, what's this? What are they packing it into? Like, that was a bong, I'm like, what is that? Like, I was intrigued by the lifestyle. I was intrigued by the lifestyle. And then Cushion OJ came out, and I'm like, yo, what? Like, I have to fully experience this high. I cannot even experience this music the correct way if I'm not even smoking. And sure enough, I started smoking because of Wiz and Currency. And then obviously my favorite rapper at the time, for a long time, it was Lil Wayne. And Lil Wayne was big on that and lean. So And this is when lean was still very accessible, when it was in our mom's cupboards, when everyone had lean in their cupboards at the time. But before it was a big phenomenon. So I remember when Double Cup era came out and me and my drank and, you know, I feel like dying and it's like, yo, me and the homies is like, yo, we got promethazine in the cupboards. Let's get the promethazine. Let's start leaning out the blunts. You know, like all that was inspired because of music. You know, like it's wild how deep it goes. You know, I tell my mom all the time and she's like, well, how come you, because I always tell my mom like, a lot of people when they're in high school, they get peer pressure, right? Or they get offered, hey, you trying to smoke? Hey, you trying to do this? Hey, you trying to do that? And every time I hear stories like that, I'm like, yo, where was that in my high school days? Because no one ever came up to me and was like, yo, you trying to get high? You trying to hit this? You want some of this? You want some of that? No one ever asked me to partake in anything. And maybe because I just had that look on me that was like, oh, he ain't easy to, you know, fool or, you know, get on board. And I was always I was never a follower. I never cared about, you know, being with a group. So maybe that's why. So I remember when I told my mom that, because my mom was like, well, if no one ever asked you to smoke or anything like that, well, how'd you start getting into it? And I'm like, music. It was that summer it was the summer before senior year, and I was up north in Chico with my uncle working, and that whole summer, I'm like, after I got off of work, and I'm just this is when YouTube, YouTube started becoming a thing, so I'm big on YouTube right now. I'm just looking things up, came across the day-to-day videos, and I was watching them every day. And then the last day that I was in Chico, the last day of work in Chico for that summer, my uncle, he was like, some coworkers there knew it was my last day. So they're like, yo, you trying to, you know, hang with us? And they were trying to smoke. And my uncle knew that I smoked, but we never smoked together. So he was like, yo, you want to go? And I'm like, well, yeah, let's go. And he goes, all right, but you can't tell your mom that, you know, I'm going to smoke with you. And I'm like, well, don't tell my mom I'm not smoking with you then. Like, and then he's like, all right, cool. But my uncle's like, he's a big mouth, right? But that day was the first time I ever hit a volcano. The vaporizer ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the bags and everything. And I was lit. That was probably the littest I've ever been in my life, I think. And I was like so in awe when I saw the volcano because Currency and them were using the volcano. So I was like, let's hit the volcano. Like, okay, say less. And I got to smoke with my uncle. It was a good experience. It was fun, but that was all music. To this day, like, I started drinking Hennessy because of music, because of rap.
Because of the Heme Team.
Heme Team?
That's what we call Hennessy Heme. No?
Oh, Heme. I started drinking Douce too because of music. Every time I convert alcohol is because the culture is what's in. You know, because I'm not a big drinker, so I kind of always go with kind of what's more popular. So like, yeah, I started drinking Don Julio because I started seeing everyone going to like the tequila wave, and then I started realizing like, yo, Henny gets me messed up every single time. I might have to do something different about this. So tequila.
We used to drink the Alizé.
Oh, I never was on that. I never did like Four Locos. I never did MDs.
I never did Four Locos.
I never did the cheap stuff. I never did. I'm not even a big Jameson fan. I'm not even a big like I've done Ciroc. Ugh, I can't even think about Ciroc anymore. I've done Ciroc. Henny, I did Brown for the longest. I was on Brown for the longest. Hennessy, Cavassier, Douce, anything that was brown, I want it. And that was because of hip hop. What does rap all drink? Cognac. Just hit, brown. So I got influenced. And then, everyone started smoking papers because of Wiz.
Yep.
Like, that's how influential music is. So I'm here to tell you guys and parents out there that yes, music is influential.
It
and
is.
Sometimes, like I'm a smart individual, so I know that I'm being marketed to. I know that they're trying to convince me to do something, but you have to be smart. Like, I listen to Future and I want to do lean, I want to do Molly, I want to do all these drugs, but that ain't smart.
But
when I play that music,
but there's people out there, children, teenagers, adults, that listen to it and they're just like, oh, I want to try it. They don't know that they're being marketed to, or they don't realize that. They don't realize it. They don't realize it. And music is so influential. Music is one of the greatest like mediums out there, and the people know that. That's why have you seen that movie Guava Island with Rihanna and Childish Gambino? No.
It's so amazing because the whole movie's about like him they're on an island, but he's like a musician, and he's trying to he brings life to the people when he plays the music, but they see the influence that he's attaining So they go out to kill him because it's like, bruh, no, we can't have you have all this power. It's like Kanye said, no one man can have all this power. They don't want you to have all this power, dog. So once you gain that power and influence, you control people with that.
Yeah.
And if you're a good, genuine person, you're gonna control people. You're gonna brainwash people in a good way, and that's what they're scared. And that's what they're scared of. Because brainwashing has a negative connotation, but it's because usually people brainwash in a negative way. But imagine like our children, right? If you have good parents, you're being brainwashed to be a good human being because your parents are instilling that in you. But it's a good type of brainwashing.
They're influencing.
I guess. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So influence means when it's positive? No, because it can be bad, right?
It could be bad. It could be a positive or a negative influence.
But yeah, man, be smart out here, guys. And if you're young right now, probably the pills was big right now because that's what everyone's promoting: Adderall, Xanax, Percocets. All the pharmaceutical, they're going up right now. Oxycontins, all that stuff's going up right now. So the fentanyl is going crazy too. So y'all just better be careful out there. Be careful what you get in and
just don't. How about just don't?
Just do shrooms.
Just stick to what
microdose.
What grows from the earth.
Yeah. But even that now too, you have to be careful because
you have to be careful because
like the government knows what's going on with the weed, and who knows? Imagine government growed weed. Government grown marijuana sounds so crazy to me.
Cannabis.
Crazy. All right, mija. One last question before we have a game today.
We have a game before Palabra del Día.
Okay, so let me ask you the last question. It kind of goes hand in hand with the one I said, what does music do for you? Do you see yourself living without music?
Never.
So you rather be blind or deaf?
Ooh. Gosh. I don't know. I love music, but I love both. I love seeing.
And you can experience through both mediums, eyes and hearing.
Yeah, you can. I actually have been, now that you say that, I've been watching this. I don't know. I was following him, but I don't know what happened to his account. You know, when you follow people and then you can't remember who you're following. But he does sign language like he'll play a song on the reel, but he's doing sign language, but he's also kind of like dancing to so if you, I was watching rapping. It one time with no sound, and I was like, okay, so he's saying what the words are, but then he's kind of giving you the idea with the movement.
But imagine you having to fill in your imagination how it sounds. It's like getting lyrics and then you have to put the melody to it. You're basically making your own song. Compared to when you hear it, you experience how it's meant to be. But then you can say the same thing about the vision, because then when you visually see something, to me it's more of an experience. Being able to see something happen. And like, cause it's a memory now and then you have it in you. But when it's sound, it's still a memory, but now it's just certain sounds remind you of certain things. And then that can be deceiving because it's not even that. So with your eyes, I feel like it's less deceitful than with your ears.
But also with music, you feel the vibration of the sound.
That is true. I forgot about that. You're right.
You feel the...
Yeah, just because you're dead don't mean you can't feel, right? Yeah, you're right.
You can feel
You're right.
Yeah.
I can't live without music. I'm sorry.
I can't.
I'm sorry. Like, music makes time it just brings a vibe to everywhere, man. Have a carne asada, throw music on. Like, how you gonna have a carne asada with no music on? How you gonna have a party with no music? How you gonna shower with no music?
I have been to parties with no music, and that is not a party.
It's not a party. It's not a party.
It's a get together. Even a kickback, you have music.
I don't care if it's on a little speaker, a blue pill, whatever. You gotta have to play some tunes.
I don't care if it's on someone's phone in a red Solo cup. Something,
bro. Woo! I forgot about the red Solo cup with the.
You remember that?
We're like, ooh, just give it that little bass to it.
Yeah, you're like, hold up, let me get this cup.
So corny. Now we got little speakers and stuff.
Speakers.
I took so long to even hop on board with the Bluetooth speakers.
Mm-hmm.
I got a Beats Pill one the other day from work because it was on sale for like $100. Caught one of those, and then because like I said earlier about them taking away earphones from us.
So now you're just bumping on the hip.
Yeah, I got a little clip one. It's like, yo, you can find a speaker for any type of. Cause you know what I was gonna do it originally. I ordered a neck speaker.
Oh, okay.
Because at work I was realizing like I would play the pause off my phone, but it was like I can't hear it when it's in my back pocket. You know, I can't hear the audio as much, so I would get mad because I want to hear what they're saying. So I started thinking like I wish I could wear my phone like here somewhere around me. And usually when I wear like my shirts that have the pocket sleeve, I can put it there facing up, so I'm like, here it's right here, so I'm hearing it. So I need to mimic something like that. So I figured like there has to be something where I could just have right here. And then I right away at work I thought about it and I typed it in. I typed in what did I type in? Neck speaker. And come to find out, they make audio necklaces, I guess is what they're called.
Wow.
So I ordered it and it came to the house because I was like, oh, damn. And the reviews were great. Like, yo, this is amazing, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't want to have it on your ears. Just have it like right here on your neck. And like sound like surround sound, like just right here. And I ordered it. It came through. Didn't wait. It wasn't heavy or nothing. You had to wear it around your neck. And I wore it for like probably a few hours just going around the house, seeing how I feel with it on. And it was cool, but then I realized, yo, at work, this is not going to work because I get hot and my neck's going to get hot. And I don't want this to be, I don't want to be sweaty with this. I'm going to get annoyed. I'm going to end up taking it off and just leaving it just laying around somewhere and probably forget it or something. So right away, I was like, nah. And I know someone at work has one of the clip ones. So I'm like, man, let me type that in. So I go back to Amazon. I type in keychain speaker. See, this is what I mean by the speakers for everything. You can just type in a keyword and it pops up. So I type in keychain speaker and it's a JBL, like little clip ones. And I'm like, yo, what? So now I can have it just on my pants. I don't worry about losing it. It's never like, I'm not letting go of it. It's walking with me everywhere. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I love it. So I used it today for the first time playing the pod and I'm like, yes, I can hear what they're saying. I can stalk and everything and
cool.
Hear it. And I don't have to be OD loud with it. It's not. So shout out to speakers. I just jumped on the wave.
He just jumped on the
Oh, wave. Wow, Mija. It's been 2 hours we've been in here.
Yes, we've been here.
Well, yo, you guys deserve a long episode. We've giving you guys... No, we give you guys long episodes.
We've been giving them good quality.
We haven't done a 2-hour one since, I think, Mother's Day.
Yeah.
But okay. That was the last question for music. But now, we got a music game for the people.
Boop.
Juego del Día.
Juego del Día.
New segment. New segmento alerto.
New segment alert.
All right. Juego del Día. Basically what we're going to do is that not even really a game. It's more just so it's fun. I guess it's a game, I guess. But I'm going to name, was it 6 or 3? 6, right?
You're going to do 3 and I'm going to do 3.
Okay. So we're going to name 3 genres and you name the first song that comes to your mind. Don't think about it. Obviously, you might have to think about it a little bit, but I'm gonna count to 3 in my head. Oh, I can't. No, how do we do it? Because if you don't say something in the certain amount of time, I'm just gonna say another genre. Yeah.
Okay.
You wanna go first or me? Go first. I mean, I'll go first.
Okay. So then I say the genre to you.
Yeah.
Rock in English.
The Police. Message in a Bottle. Is that rock?
The Police? I think it's considered rock. Or is it?
If not, Blink-182. Adam song.
Okay. Reggae English.
Oh, Supercat. I don't know the name of the song. Red Cat, I think it's called. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Supercat though. Yeah, Supercat.
And final genre, reggaeton.
Oh, Don Omar, Pobre Diabla.
All right.
Okay.
Very good.
All right, let me see.
Now I feel like I'm on the spot. Like,
I'm gonna get,
I know you're gonna be like.
I'm gonna say one genre, and I think there's only one band that will make sense for this. And I think you're gonna say it. Whatever, we'll go for it.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna count my fingers, and then when I get to 3, I'll just shoot out a different genre. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Ska punk.
Ska punk. No.
Yeah, Sublime falls under that, right?
Oh, I guess.
Sublime is ska, right? Ska punk or something like that. Whatever. I think there's only one band that falls under that. All right.
Okay.
Cumbias.
I don't know. I'm not good at like who a cumbia would be. I don't know. Pass.
Okay. All right. Bachata.
That's a neg. I'm not even gonna be able to tell you that either. That's a no, sir.
Okay. Rock en español.
I don't listen to any rock en español.
Okay.
At all. Never.
Disco.
Ooh, Donna Summer's Last Dance.
R&B.
Rome, I Belong to You.
Dance.
Dance, but what though?
Dance, like the dance genre. Like Better Off Alone.
Oh, Alice, that's Alice DJ.
Like, well, I was gonna say hip hop.
I don't know. I thought you were gonna be like rap, trap. I don't know. You just threw a curveball at me, but this is why it's a game.
Do 3 more for me. I want to see if I can get at the top of my head.
Okay. Merengue.
Ooh, I wouldn't. I don't even know the sound. Like, I wouldn't even know to differentiate merengue with cumbias. So like
merengue is like faster. Okay.
Like Sonora Dinamita would be cumbias, right?
I don't know.
Who's merengue? Now I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead.
Another genre. Let's do punk.
Punk. Ooh, does Avril Lavigne count? No, she doesn't. Yeah. Avril Lavigne. Or actually, no. When September Ends, or Who But Stank. One of them. I don't know. Wake me up when September. That's Green Day. That's Green Day. Green Day.
When September ends. Final genre.
Yes.
Country.
Ooh.
I just came out of left field with the genre.
I want to say Lil Nas X.
Oh, what? I'll give that to you. I would give that to you. That's
Old Town Road.
I will give it to you.
Tim McGraw, Nelly, Kenny Chesney, Luke Bryan. See, I know the artists. I just don't know the. I don't know the song names.
Yeah, see, I don't.
Like Carrie Underwood.
Oh, Jesus, take the wheel.
Kelly Clarkson's not gospel, huh?
No.
Who sings "Since You've Been Gone"?
I can't breathe for the first time.
Yeah. That's Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
I know my music. I'm telling you, man.
Since you've been gone.
What about like Sunday morning rain is falling?
People are going to hear this podcast. Are going to be like, this should have just been a karaoke episode.
Oh man, so every other episode or random I don't know when it'll be, but we're definitely gonna start doing Juego del Dia. And we got new segments on the horizon too that we might start incorporating.
We're gonna mix them and match them, so like every episode will have a different set of segments.
Yes, but
not all the segments in one.
But the one segment that we're gonna give you guys every episode,
every week,
that's grandfathered in, is Palabra del Dia. So let's get straight to it, Nicole.
Palabra del Dia.
So we're doing it different now. We're doing it to where, I don't know, 1 week Nicole's picking the Palabra del Dia, 1 week I'm picking the Palabra del Dia. Mm-hmm. And we're not telling each other what the word is. So then you guys have a natural reaction to us reacting to the word.
Learning the word.
Yeah, learning the word too.
Palabra del Dia.
I'm scared.
This is thanks to my mom, because I talked to her on the phone today. And she was like, oh, Chris y su Selena. So she does listen. She pays attention. But el palabra del día es armonía. Armonía.
Armonía.
Do you know what that is?
Can you at least give me this at least? Is it like a verb, noun, adjective? Like, because it sounds like a feeling. It sounds like, say it again?
Armonía.
Armonía, like a harmony? No?
Correct.
Ooh!
Oh, good job.
Hey, es la palabra del día. Es una palabra del día.
So
I forgot to say my song.
Yeah, well, there you go. You got it. So originally, my mom had said melodía.
Melodía?
Which is melody. But I was like, that's kind of easy. But she was like, what about armonía? Which they kind of go together because you need the melody and the harmony.
Makes sense for music too. I
to the song.
You, sister. I see you. I put two and two together. I see you. I like that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, good job.
I felt like a feeling. I'm like, it sounds like a feeling. But then when you said it again, the harm part.
Armonía, yeah. Harmony, which is, which if you want to get into the I was like, what is the harmony? What is the melody? Like, how do you differentiate
what's a harmony? What's the difference between a harmony and a melody?
So a harmony is the combination of simultaneously sounded musical notes to produce chords and chord progressions having a pleasing effect.
That's harmony.
That's harmony.
So the collection of everything together.
Right. The melody is a sequence of single notes that is musically satisfying.
So a melody would be kind of like, baby, you can come my way. Or El Chico del Apartamento 5. Like that. The way you... Like the...
I feel like the melody, like you can do it on your guitar. For example, like you play a melody on the guitar, like it's like a single.
Oh yeah. You're right. That is
sound.
That's sound. Yeah.
And then the harmony is I think of like harmonious. It all works together.
And then you have like cadence. The cadence is how you say it.
Uh-huh.
I love music. I love música. That's my favorite episode. We finally have a new favorite episode.
Yeah.
My new favorite episode. I like every episode, but there's some episodes where I'm just like, I was excited this whole episode. Like,
yeah, this was a great episode.
I feel like a little kid the whole episode. Do you want to use harmony in context?
Okay, so I don't like harmony or armonía in context.
Armonía.
Oh, let's see.
Because it's a verb too, isn't it?
I'm trying to think. Let's see. How would I?
La canción que el artista está trabajando en tiene una armonía bien grande. I don't know. Basically, like the artist making music right now has harm. I don't know. That makes no sense.
Because also harmony is like, I think of armonía as like you live in harmony.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you can use it both ways. So that's what I'm saying. So it's a verb.
Yeah. So por example, we could say vivo en armonía con la naturaleza.
There you go.
I live in harmony with nature.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yes.
And that is Palabra del Día. Es una palabra del día. I should play that song every time we do it.
You should.
But just do my vocal, my thing. I'm just gonna get the instrumental and just play the instrumental. It's not gonna say it. And
then you could just add to it. You could create this harmony with your vocals and.
Sí, señora.
There we go.
That sounds so like old lady, huh? When you call a guy like a señor, like it just sounds regular, right? But when you say like señora, it sounds like a 80-plus-year-old lady, you know? Señorita is what you're supposed to call him. And then with us is Joven. Joven! Are you us, Joven? Wow, what an amazing, great plática today, good sister.
Yeah.
We're already at 2 hours and
2 hours.
15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I had fun.
I had fun too.
Okay, let's get us out of here because it's overdue. But let me play let me see. What do you want to listen to me, huh?
I sent you a song list.
I don't know. What do you have in mind?
I mean, we could close it out with some Bad Bunny if you'd like.
You got it on there?
No. What I sent you, you could just play. Let's see. Playlist. En español. I should just share. I have a bunch of playlists, but I would say. Oh, there we go. That one's good. That's a good one. Oh, he's dancing for the gram.
Oh, man. Sí, señor.
Un ingrato con mi pobre corazón. That song goes. And then people are dancing, you know?
It's party.
Right?
Muchas gracias a todos. Thank you everyone for tapping into Sorry No Lo Siento.
Gracias.
We here every Tuesday. Well, not every, right?
We're here.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Hey, eventually, one day it might get to 2 episodes a week. You never know.
You never know. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Mi sufrir. That's my part right there.
Again, we are Sorry No Lo Siento.
Thank you.
We here every week providing you guys with a plática. Chris X Matt, Healing with Nicole. Please do us a favor. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter. TikTok. Playlist will be on the description of this episode.
Thanks for vibing with us today.
Yeah, thank you guys for real. Shout out to podcasting because it gets my vibes back up. And we played some very good music. Well, we sang a lot of good music.
Yeah, we did. We did like a whole karaoke.
The Baby Beluga one was funny. That was funny. That was funny, yo. That was good. Amor de mis amores. Ya los miro. Mi gente, mis hijos. Ahí los miro para la próxima. Ya me voy de aquí. Los quiero mucho. Chris X Matt.
Healing with
Bye.
Nicole.
Adiós.
Adios.